Yeda hwara roma afishia pa. Mfonyina wonyo guda erihwe oye Cape Coast Youth Development Association juma yeshisha yazama Oguaa Fetu afashe ni mubinyi iye Youth Colloquium damu Youth Colloquium iye kwana yefado na yesisa wumbobo na Oguaa ha na yepempanyina wezimu wa abrabɔ no mu na wonyi ho ntwetwe nkomo na mpanyin ze hona adwena oma wosiye wa abrabɔ mzeba na mbofra so yehwe na yezenanto nensasunti wodwume yase the youngest doctor in Cape Coast wofran Dr. Isaac Dawson Agri oncheri biara owie school ma yeyi ne kire ono na oye chairman for 2024 Youth Colloquium Cape Coast Youth Development Association yezeboboazi wansonwara mpenyine titir na wazi hone nyimnyam bata yechi today Dr. Echols Pew Gabra Eraba Alisad oye entrepreneur hiana mame obatanpa Barbara Asha AC immediate past MP for Cape Coast North ene titirfu bebre America sayara so ena yaye Oguaa Fetu afasha intercommunity quiz competition ime yenye henu winner Mr. Daniel Kwamina Esel mbofre nyina afra ne Sedan ono na oya quiz moderator odandan dwumani nyina ozema hen quiz master adama so ena Dr. Isaac Dawson Agri ono ye MC ena hen nia Benin fire officer oye Pew Gabra Sayesi Youth Colloquium na wode yefa babuna nkasa na yezene ye chairperson for them jumezi oninti nyanye Dr. Isaac Dawson Agri asisia oye doctor ewo Cape Coast Teaching Hospital ono na yezene si ho.
When I accepted that I have to be in that class, I never had less than 6 days in Addis Ababa. And it even transfer for my final results. You are not different from me. As a man, people are watching the hands down. Obia are watching my cry. But people have achieved more than I have achieved. Hands down. People have done greater things than I am doing. But why is it that those people are not coming from our area? Are those people different from us? They are not different from us. When I accept the news to me, I never be a bit more than why. When I accept the people are opening big companies from where they are. If you start BB Kitty Waha, if you pay for bed, what are you doing today? Maybe you feel a little discrimination. But the only way able to be in every place is to educate ourselves more. One know what the degree in one sinning. One know what the degree in one year then one sinning. Sometimes I meet a lot of challenges. Sometimes I try to make sure that you pay for so anyone and you want to say, oh, mommy, say, oh, papa. As youth, every baby are. Every baby are. Men drink that hour and you are. At this stage, men drink that. Boy, you will text me, I did a 9. Yeah, any girl will be I did a 9. And post school at a point in time, girl, no catch on at any level. Boy, no catch on the oh, make a PhD. See, moon to me, you know, when you want me, Chen and you for not about 10 years. But what do you know about where would I go? Where would I end then? What would I end then? To make sure that you set your target when you go, and when you say that you are achieving.
Yes, the interactive section be shadow abra yen and when I had to suffer one day when you frame back say, so free and Cassani when is singwa. Etwetwe nkomo women sheza okray.
Yes. You make it say a young person responsibility as the youth to take good care of ourselves. Yeah, I'm a teacher for a sem no becatre. Omutimi near chin come a beer a yepo. Orange Friday, baby. The best seminary for your mammy near chin. Ye fish go a better high. Pedim be brain shada and kayo. And Tiwana to know a brava what it may be a woman. First, when you say, I have a number of Penibia in the channel. Yes, I'm a Musuye.
I'm Augustina Adams from Ankapo community. Ma'am, please, I want to ask you some questions. You said you gave birth, so please, what are some of the challenges you face? And any advice that you can give to us as a youth so that we can stay away from teenage pregnancy, so that we can continue our education to become a success person in life?
After my JSS education in my parents' house, I was promised by an elder family member to further my education, which was my dream. You know, when I was young, I wanted to become a lawyer, so I really studied. And me village be region, that's where I was born. And I'm 2 point back to myself, but now I'm anymore. Now, the sign crying, sign what's not about so home. It's the new school, sir, 2 years. In school. When so many village, my sister be pushing me, I did not make their partner to say, maybe I go school, a lawyer. But after 2 years, school be mine. And not how much at the time. You know, by then it was 2008, 2009, no, 98, 99 to 2000. Sabrina, from Hase, and Tina light off for Hopa. Nana yet barracks, Bema camp, it's a ice block. Now my share ice block, run up the Kotema station, Namakoto, and Kofono Moto for cold drink, no, I'm going to toss ice blocking. My yes, I did wait 2 years. Obianka school for Rachel. After now, as it's no me so.
Was swim your day. In you, Yana sister no question or chill, one of Fado. Ah, or no so awkward teenage pregnancy, ma in the Nabrabo is silly.
Here in Cape Coast, and it's tourist attraction. So we have the castle, I would say castles, we have the Vina close by, we have the Kapong National Park as well. Numerous, tourist sites that we can host of. And of course, the great leaders that Cape Coast and its institutions have raised for Mother Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you. Give a hand. Many things for which Cape Coast can be proud. But, well, you've chosen me as a speaker for today. We have our honorable sister, Honorable Abra Ayisi, also sitting here. And I can't help but mention some of that first, which may not be known to you. They may be part of my family history, but I didn't come here for that purpose, in terms of something as if some members of our family who happen to have done certain things and be first in it. But I think it's important for the history of people. So I just came from saying hello to Nana Musaberman, the chief of this Mesiata, the Mahini of this whole town. And we've had some very good relationships over the many years. But I think it's important for us as the gentleman who has chosen to explain a few things to us comes from the part of Cape Coast, which is where my grandfather and parents come from, which is Mimisa Echir. That the house that my grandfather built in 1930 when he was the inspector of schools for the Gold Coast. That was the first. So that's something that is not often spelled out in the history of Cape Coast. But if somebody asks me who was the first African inspector of schools of the whole Gold Coast, it was a man called Josiah Gabra. That happens, unfortunately, to be the name of
Dr. Ecospio Gabra. Oguaa Bamapa, Yenina, Yasoso no Shuru Sunday, on no kazi abenem kan, Mayhan Yabotuno, in on Waka Education Minister, honor Snowy Ambassador to US of A. Ozi post baby, it was Rollenstein. In Sina Henzi, Yasoso no Shuru papa, or the one so wa benima, Cheddar Orboa, in my NDC aban, ACA. Ono. Ena yenyin boshichu nkomwe na oka the city of first kwana nzama fado ye first anara ne grandfather so only the first inspector of schools so ha no so ye first inti botaye osi Oguaa Fetu afashadon ono na onyi he ne fom ye ncheche owie no ena mbabun bebre asolide dawa we bebisa na brabom nsam inti besiebe obisa de doctor djuma bebrezi womba eyedan ena enye woyire na womba tsenai ema ntutu biara mba oyi anu wie na sofu iso bai bebisa naze.
But my concern is for Dr. C, we are celebrating Afashe at 60, but I wrote on Facebook, till now I have not seen any legacy project of the Afashe. If it is there and then I don't know, maybe I can be corrected. There is no legacy project that we can pinpoint that right after the Afashe, this is what we can use as a reference point, that this is the proceeds that came and then what we were able to do. 60 years down the line, if we are always in a hurry, like a week or two before the celebration, before we give a facelift to our palace, then it's a big question to us. If 60 years down the line, and then we are even struggling to compactualize, even as the youth of the town, because they don't understand the vision and the idea of Cape Coast youth, then I feel that it's a worry. My concern is, what fund is Cape Coast putting there for the next 60 years of the youth coming? What legacy will be left there? Currently, if we are to go into the palace, if all of us here will bear me witness, how many of us even do know the history of the past chiefs and the past leaders that ruled in Cape Coast? How many of us have the history or the portrait of either the Namara or the predecessors that came even before? What are the very things that we are leaving as a memorial? That will it be after we come, we jump, we celebrate, and then we go by, and then we go back? So my question is, at what point will your level of influence be heard in this town that certain things will be taken seriously? I wouldn't mind drafting a proposal. I've had interactions with your server countless number of times. I wouldn't mind drafting a proposal, but my concern is, after drafting the proposal, what will be done with the proposal? That is, I am a pastor. I have been championing and crying for revival, for development of the land for many months and many years.
So those tests belong to all kinds of bodies. But the question we ask is that, are they united enough? And do they have a common vision to accomplish one thing? What I learned from Osabra just this afternoon, that there is some kind of a commissioning project on Anambra Statue, which will be at on Friday at the famous London Bridge or something. So is that enough as a legacy monument? Or the attendance library has fallen to disuse? If it were rehabilitated and repainted, would that have been a sufficient legacy achievement? I can't tell. But I hope that the planning committee on this future question. I'm not a doctor. So the people are members of our planning committee. There's both the chairman and secretary and other members. The other ones you could or should be asking this very important question. I'm sure you probably asked this in the questions of that thing. But it's been a whole year of planning. And now 60 years. But let's say that if we didn't do well in 60 years, there are children here who are waiting for when we are 65, when we are 70. So what can you plant in their heads? But these are children who are talking and not listening to you or me. So they are also not paying attention. What we are saying, for them to have a sense of obligation, a sense of belonging, a sense of responsibility, so that they take it up as a mantle, as a responsibility that we are young now, but in 10 years we will be in secondary schools, we will be universities, and we can do the things that these people are talking about. So it's a generational issue. You have to give up. You have to give up. You don't give up. So thanks for your role, and let's give up.
Hello. Hello. Go, Kakasa. Hello. Hey, it's better me. We'll pay attention from girls. We'll pay attention. We'll pay attention from. It's dog. Wakase bebre. Obi bakre kumaso. Obakan some na Mrs. Obisa. Obasa no da dokusan kasa tutan into dog wa gray.
Sure.
Also about my short answers. Into bra. Now so I am physician assistant to that doctor. No so fi pano for doctors re papa o. E was na from on we no do so kai ye be we mo won me trauma one man o je na warada umpano ho baby a ofino bebre wo ye be heda na ye more doctors if you into one man tato. Last question.
Okay, so my short question is, growing up from MECG and having read this far, you've spoken a lot about the whole of things, age 9, obtaining a particular ladder in education. What are some of the paramount challenges that you faced, and how were you able to come out of these challenges to reach this far?
Well, I'm not sure about paramount challenges. Basically, I would say I was trained and educated to be very independent.
Mambaka asabde. Banyana yeshemwa ha. Erbaka the future of Cape Coast. Sabi yana yetina hina. Cape Coast ya watu Cape Coast ne beden Cape Coast to ejana ya akọ. Nanso bayari nyina no Cape Coast na dachi enti. Ena yana yeshemwa ha. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, young people, you are the future of Cape Coast. So Cape Coast may develop ojina awu ina ame modu anamwa. What to trust Cape Coast? Because they feel that once they are in Cape Coast, they cannot prosper, they cannot make it. Young people be since there's a makada ya akwanyaba, there you go UK. I'm sure most of us will have gone. Hello. Saying yes, who is going to develop Cape Coast for us? Nobody can develop Cape Coast except you and I. Let me show you what to say. Barbara, you see, I think I've become a role model to a lot of young people. Mifi, that is where my mother lived. I remember that I say, like there's a tap there. Yeah, so I'm a Cape Coast and I've lived most of my life in Cape Coast. However, anytime you're a man, I'm going to Makasa, because I wrote one of Makasa. Makasa, I can see that there's something not right. And if we do not change, I'm not sure we're going to go anywhere.
However, we need a majority of Cape Coast to make it. Because we have the potential. It's what is really, really wrong with Cape Coast. I think one, there must be attitudinal change. We must change our attitude. Look at such a big program for the youth. Look at our speakers. How many young people are in one Bakasa and Oguaa? Time I work is bad, decades man pono, work but we were all interested in the food, even than the conversation of what we're going to say. And I'm so we need to change our attitude. Again, Cape Coasters, let me tell you, we need to be adventurous. Adventurous in the day. Our day here explore. We have the potential. However, we do not explore. There are a lot of opportunities. And some people Cape Coaster, look at the castle, look at the school. We need to explore. Are we exploring? We need to be adventurous. Or they try. Sometimes when you try, you fail. I went into an election. I've lost before. I've lost twice, but I've also won before.
Yes, a video is busy. Send all your tintin baby. Bahawa say it's in Fetu Lagoon. Nanam, you can keep him to Nampa 1 doubt baby. Yabon swimming in Amo, Sanaya Tassanam, Yakori. Here, inter-community quiz competition in a Oguaa Youth Colloquium. Obado afeshe no kudano. Dr. James Kondua Olins Lindsay Obon Kaw Damara so ena Fetu at 60 planning committee. Ena ejumoko kakra na wosom meyezu jume yezbrahum. Cape Coast Youth Development Association. Yeri yenzama bebre na mijizi mwenyi somde Nyakopon be shahin putupa Emma bibiara akwado jojojojojo. Grofo bebre na wobisa nsama yentum yamfam brahon onam embirenti. Subscribe to Nyanis TV. Ye wo bebre wo ha Yezebabro.
But big question, I read the question.